Welcome to episode 4 of How Good Will They Be? A series where I go over a team that's looking really interesting heading into next year, and I talk about how I think they can do, whether it's good or bad. In this episode, we got the Detroit Pistons. Now, normally you think, other than Cade, the Detroit Pistons aren't anything special, but honestly, I think that they have a legitimate shot to make the playoffs. That's going to probably be my hot take for the year. But I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to go over their roster and how I think they'll do. First off, the Detroit Pistons did really well in the draft class, getting Cade Cunningham, Luka Garza, and Isaiah Livers. But aside from that, they actually have a really solid roster. Obviously, the Detroit Pistons have Jerami, who's probably going to be their second best player behind Cade. But honestly, he can even be their best player. He was their leading scorer last year, and he just played really good. The Detroit Pistons also picked up Kelly Olynyk in free agency. Most likely, I think he'll be a backup, but he'll still provide spacing and good scoring off the bench. The Detroit Pistons also have a great young core. Killian Hayes, they also have Saddiq Bey, who played great last year, made all-rookie first team, and they have Isaiah Stewart, who was a top 10 rookie, and of course they have the number 1 overall pick, Cade Cunningham, consensus number 1 overall pick. This guy's a beast. So the Detroit Pistons really only have like 7 playable guys. Killian Hayes, Cade Cunningham, Saddiq Bey, Jerami Grant, Isaiah Stewart, and then Kelly Olynyk and Saddiq Bey. So it's a 7-man rotation. I'm not a Pistons fan, and I'm not really sure who else they can play. Maybe like Trey Lyles or something off the top of my head. But yeah, I'm going to go over their starting lineup and how I think they can do. So like I said at the beginning of the video, I think that the Detroit Pistons can legitimately make the playoffs. Now, that's not saying they'll make the playoffs. I just think that teams are underestimating how good they can play. Now, this will be my boom or bust take, meaning this can go really well. I'll be like the only guy that predicted this, and I'll be like, oh, I got it right. Or they can be the worst team in the league, which is definitely a possibility, and this can go horribly wrong, this take, and then I'll probably get scorched for it. But yeah. So the Pistons starting lineup's looking like Killian Hayes, Cade Cunningham, Saddiq Bey, Jerami Grant, and Isaiah Stewart. I like this starting lineup a lot. In terms of defense, I guess it's okay. I mean, give Cade, Saddiq Bey, and then Isaiah Stewart. This team's very young as well, and I'm not sure how they can do. And in terms of range, I think that they're going to need the play-in tournament if they want to get into the playoffs. Honestly, I think it's better if they just tank and get future picks, get future prospects, and then go for it. But honestly, I think they can. Cade Cunningham has a win now mentality, and Jerami Grant is an amazing scorer. I think that they can maybe make the play-in tournament as the 9 or 10 seed, and they can sneak in, get that 8 seed. 7 seed I don't see happening, but I think they can definitely get the 8 seed. Now, that's definitely my hot take for the year, as the East is looking really good. Teams that I think, the top 6 teams I think will clinch will be Brooklyn, Philly, Milwaukee, Chicago, Miami, and then we'll say the Knicks, because the Knicks are looking good. So there's 6 teams, and I think the play-in teams can be maybe the Raptors, the Hawks, the Celtics, and maybe a team like the Hornets or something. So that leaves the Pistons and the Pacers as notable teams to be out of the play-in tournament. Like I said many times, this is a very unlikely hot take, but hot takes are supposed to be something that barely anyone agrees on. And I have a feeling that this is going to be a bust hot take. I'm going to look back at this and be like, wow, that was a terrible hot take. But I think the Pistons can honestly, so I think for the play-in tournament, the Raptors, Hawks, and Celtics are a lock. And then that 10th seed can either go to Charlotte, Indiana, or Detroit. It can. I don't think Cleveland or Orlando will get it. So I think Detroit can honestly, all they need to do is go on a win streak and sneak into the play-in tournament. It's a very inexperienced team with not a lot of chemistry. We'll see how they do. But this team, scoring-wise, is also really good. They have Killian Hayes, who's young, barely played in his rookie year. You also have Saddiq Bey, who did really good. Same with Isaiah Stewart. And in the play-in tournament, they would probably have to go against maybe Boston. And there's probably the end of the road for them. But honestly, you know what? I'm sticking with this take. I think this team, their range will be 8 seed to 13 seed. So it's really interchangeable with however they can do. And yeah, that's my hot take for the year. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up my take on the Detroit Pistons and how I think they will do. Again, sorry if this video was not too good because Honestly, I'm starting to doubt this take myself now that I'm saying it out loud. But yeah, that's wrapped my video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.